Have you ever had a boss or someone just leading a meeting or maybe a committee that you serve on, and they absolutely don't know what they're doing? I mean, just absolutely not. And not only do they not inspire you, but they might downright frustrate you. Well, we're going to talk today about the top 5 leadership mistakes so that you don't make these yourself. My name is Connie Trusetter, and I'm from Contagious Life and Purpose. And this is an edition of Tuesday Truths with Connie. If you're watching on another day, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad you tuned in. So let's get to those top 5 leadership mistakes that you don't want to make. First one I'm going to share with you is a mistake is to be afraid to take a risk. You know, you are not going to be able to take a poll every time you have to make a decision. Absolutely not. Also, you have to realize that you're not going to be able to please everyone all the time. Now, if you're a Christian leader, the good news is you're not doing this on your own. Hopefully, you're letting God lead in and through you, and He can give you anointed ideas. Some of the times, these may seem kind of risky. They may stretch you out of your comfort zone. But when the Lord gives you an idea, go for it. You're going to get the best results when you take risks. And you're going to learn a lot from that process. So the mistake is being afraid to take a risk. Secondly, number 2 mistake I'm going to talk about is trying to do everything yourself, not delegating. And some of the time, there's just things that you really, really like doing. You might just really enjoy it. But some of those things you may have to give up because you really may be needed more elsewhere. And so the other thing is sometimes you just really, really like doing something because you feel like, oh, nobody can do it like me. And that might be true of some things. So again, stop, reflect, and see what are the things that I really do need to do myself. And the other things, you've got to release them. You've got to release them. You've got to let other people do this. And really, what message are you sending if you don't trust the people you're leading? It's not a message you want to send. So you have to trust others. Now, I want to just take a little aside for a moment away from the leadership. And this might be in a different aspect of your life. This might be for some other people that you may have a really hard time asking for help. Now, you may be the type that does everything yourself and you help others all the time. You may give the shirt off your back. You may stop what you're doing and help others all the time. But when it comes to asking for help yourself, that's really uncomfortable. Anybody? Am I describing you? There's just something that you just hate asking for help. Well, I need you to know if that is you, there's something deeper going on. And so just reach out to me. We can get that broken off your life. With the Lord's help, that can just be broken off your life, because that's not how the kingdom of God is meant to operate. We are supposed to be in community, right? And part of that community is helping other people and being helped. So that's how it's really supposed to work. So just reach out if you want help with that. But back to the leadership mistakes now. Number 3 is leading with authority, but not love. Now, obviously, you are going to be in authority in these different leadership roles that you find yourself in, but you always want to lead out of a place of love. Jesus is our example. He is the best leader, isn't he? And he always led from a place of love. But Jesus also always told the truth. And he said what people needed to hear. But he led people in a way that he drew them up higher, didn't he? He drew them up higher. He led from a place of love, and he led them uniquely. Jesus did not treat everyone the same. Whew, what an idea. I mean, that's a huge lesson just in and of itself, because no 2 people are alike. So we do not have to lead people the same way. But we have to know who we're leading so that we can lead them uniquely. All right, number 4 mistake, the 4th mistake I want to talk to you that you don't want to do is leading the way you've been led. Leading the way you've been led. And, instead of trusting your own leadership style. Now, for some of you, this might not be a problem. You may have had great leaders throughout your life, and they may have a leadership style that you can emulate, and it feels really natural for you. But for many people, that's not the case. And you don't realize it, but all those leaders that you've had throughout your life, you've absorbed the way they've done things. And when it's time for you to lead, sometimes it just comes out and you lead people the way that you were led. And it might not feel natural to you. It might not bring the results in this situation that you're leading in. So you want to, again, reflect with the Lord and know that you want to trust your own leadership style, and God will, again, he'll highlight that to you. I know someone that took over a business from someone, and they had very different personalities, and the person that they were taking over from their leadership style was a little more harsh, kind of critical, and it was motivating for some people, but this person could not lead that way. And so with the Lord's help, they became very successful. But they came up with their own leadership style, and they received anointed ideas from God. They offered incentives. They had a leadership style that was very encouraging and built people up. And they ended up really motivating and inspiring the same group of people, and turned out to be a great success. But they had to trust their own leadership style instead of leading the same way as someone else, instead of comparing and trying to do something the same way. No, did their own leadership style. So to our last mistake now I want to cover today is leading and wanting to be an example of success. Oh, that doesn't sound wrong, does it? But keep listening. Wanting to be an example of success more than seeing the actual success of the people you lead, right? It's a matter of priorities. And for me, it's really remembering my why. As a Christian leader, I want to serve others. I want to inspire others. I want to see others promoted. And I want to help people reach new levels of freedom and influence in God's kingdom. I want to equip people to enlarge their territory so God's will can be done and accomplished in their life. And guess what? There is a spiritual principle at play here, and you all know it. You're all aware of this. You reap what you sow. So because I help others, reach success, because I help others remove blocks to abundance for kingdom purposes, and I'm sowing into them in this way, guess what? I reap success myself. So I am an example of success, but it's not my focus. It's not my priority in this instance. Obviously, we want to be an example. We want to lead by example. But in this instance, I'm not going to let my success be my focus. I'm going to focus on others' success and serving others well. So I hope this was helpful. If you're like me and you like things in a written format, I put this all into a PDF, and I'd be happy to give that to you. So just reach out if you'd like that. You can comment below and just let me know that you'd like that. I'll send you that PDF. So no problem. Hope this was helpful. Remember, Jesus is your example. When you're leading, he's the best example. And if you use him as your example, you're going to lead others well. Also remember to give yourself grace. There's going to be times as a leader that you make mistakes. Give yourself grace just like you would give to other people. Keep Jesus as your example. You will lead others well. Be blessed.